strange with each and every story regarding, of course, Meghan and Harry. When you chip away at the surface, there's always something a little bit more, isn't there? It's never quite as simple as you first thought. And really, when you study it, it's gone on really since they started. You find out, of course, the real reason why she fell out with Vogue. And then she was hoping when, of course, Edward Enninful got moved sideways, left, departed, whatever you want to call it, well, things were going to have a change of heart because Anna Wintour was back in touch. Didn't exactly happen though, did it? Very similar to Vanity Fair. And now, of course, everything's literally hanging by a thread on whether you and I, or literally all of her dedicated fans, will tune in for the next season of course, As Ever with Love, Meghan. Nobody really knows what it's called. That's how badly, actually, it's a more serious point, this, how badly the branding has landed, because nobody really knows what we're supposed to call it. Is it As Ever? I'm not quite sure. But now, as ever, there's another problem. Let me explain. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much, as ever, for joining me. Nice to have your company. We're in the very heart of Covent Garden right now, so forgive the noise because I think somebody's doing their act. And I think the signal is to let you know that you've got to applaud. Yeah, maybe I should have got one of those when I was doing you know what I mean? Might have done a little bit better. Tip off the audience in advance. Oh, by the way, thank you for enjoying the recent video about the Waldorf. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Fun to make for you. And of course, it's lovely to learn with you. You learn these things and think, wow, isn't it a shame, as somebody pointed out, that wonderful 1930s music, if we didn't have things like YouTube, where would it be? How would we discover it? Wonderful stuff, though, nonetheless. Let's get back, of course, to your royal story of the day. Meghan Markle, the gift that literally keeps on giving, Now, as I said, it's tricky times, isn't it? Nobody's interested in the podcast. But Meghan, I have to say, is, full of Teflon. She battles on regardless, whether it's good or bad or indifferent. It's never her fault. There's always something else. And now we found out that this particular lady is going to be a guest, the star guest on the next series. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Because maybe it's me, but I wouldn't exactly call these A-list names. Somebody like Beyonce might have been kind of interesting to have a conversation with, but clearly Beyonce's busy on that Cowboy Carter tour. Now, here's where this gets particularly interesting, because as I told you the other day, well, bottom line is Prince Harry's now not going to be included in the second series. He's wised up, obviously, probably too busy crying over the fact that he's recently lost that security case over here in London town. But moving forward, things are getting a little bit tricky for Meghan, you see, because in that particular missive that was put out by Netflix, basically it said that it wouldn't also feature Harry's two children, Lily and Archie. And it's strange, isn't it, when you think, because she's literally used them to literally try and get people to watch that show, whether they're making something with her, running around across grass, all of that sort of stuff. And of course, always taken from the back. And as I pointed out, people are sick really to the back teeth of looking at children with no faces. You don't really want that, do you? And as I pointed out, people are really fed up now at looking at pictures with no faces. And that seemingly is the problem also for Netflix. You see, the bottom line was that they said to her, well, because if you remember, this is a valid point as well, she claimed in the press stuff that both her children came to watch Mummy work while she was filming this particular series in the rented house, because they'd never seen her work before. So this was a revelation, apparently, right? So basically Netflix said, well, okay, we'd like to see the children. Let's do that. You're clearly now more comfortable using them on Instagram. And as ever, allegedly, Meghan said that would be fine. But there would be another fee for the children. Now, I'm not knocking that. I get it. Television is exploitative. And clearly people would think even just to see them running around from the back, you get a lot more of it, don't you? Meghan, though, well, forget Harry. He has no say in this whatsoever now. Said, well, no, that would be an extra fee. They're not part of the deal. But as you see, as I pointed out, that's why they were never featured, if they ever turned up, because everything is a mystery. As I said, the crew claimed they'd never seen these children on set, or if they were those children, they weren't aware of whose children they were. You get the picture. How confusing did Meghan and Harry make everything? Behind the scenes, though, apparently no money, no Lily, no Archie. Now, some people may say that's really hard cutting. As ever, to coin a phrase, ultimately, she's got to make a buck. And she knows, as I've said time and time again, the only thing left truly now is the children. And they come with a price, allegedly. Neil Sean, Covent Garden, London.